I've always wondered, how can a person, without trying very hard, have the swag of a king, then look like a really evil person, and then when he shaves, look like the most innocent, sweetest person of all time, and not even try? Madhavan sir is that. You are blessed with. Actually, you have to thank your parents for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
है ना, आप किसी का फेस होता है जो naughty होता है, sweet होता है, so you have it all, sir.
Thank you, sir. Very kind of you. What a way to begin.
You had no other option but to become an actor because you have so many looks. My name is Salil. This is B for you, and a lady in the middle who I think purposely decided to stay away for some time because now every minute she's there. Every night, you know, you're in a stage where you're confused as to which film is coming out, and that's such a wonderful space to be in for an actor. Fatima, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
But it is true. This is वो क्रिकेट में ना पर्पल पैच आता है कोई बैट्समैन का.
अच्छा.
मतलब जब 50 भी मारते लोग बोलते हैं oh God, what is this 50? We want 100. You are in that purple patch as an actor right now.
Thank God.
89, 90 आएगा box office पर जो आएगा we'll have to see. But in middle of these two, to do a film about two great actors, yes, but such a sensitive topic to make it look so sweet. That gentleman on the right over there, the captain of the ship, Vivek, thank you so much for joining us, brother.
Thank you.
So when you see this trailer also, before I come to the Maharathis, you don't feel like there's any acting and any performance at all. When Maddie sir sits down also, with this shaved look, he looks the part. Yeah. When she comes in, just walking also, she looks the part. Was half your job done because of casting?
The entire job was done.
But just describe the two of them. Very contrasting personalities is what the world would think.
Yeah.
But are they?
So, I mean, the whole process in terms of when we started the readings and, in terms of just going through the scenes, one thing at least it was there in my head in terms of that, the way I want to see Sri Renu somewhere through Maddie sir, And even for Madhu, it has to go through Fatima.
Yeah.
I didn't want to create characters which are completely opposite or completely new. So that was one way we looked at creating both Madhu and Sri Renu. And I mean, both are such wonderful actors, and I mean, a lot of qualities they picked up from what's there, and a lot they brought in their own. And rest is what you saw yesterday on the trailer.
I love the fact where there's a lot of performance scope for actors. Then you really enjoy watching it. You are going through an amazing last 4, 5 years, 6 years also. It's great. We keep fingers crossed also, but it's almost like Maddie sir has always been doing something different also. Even when you look at box office numbers and all, you're one of the few actors that has delivered box office numbers also in the last 3, 4 years. So if she's in a purple patch, you had a long, extended, huge purple patch.
God's grace, yeah.
But how has it been the last 3, 4 years when actually speaking the industry is struggling?
I've been very lucky.
Yeah.
I've had the good fortune of getting some very extraordinary scripts.
Yeah.
And also the vision of my directors. It's very difficult to understand what made Ajay sir and Vikas select me for Shaitan.
Absolutely.
It's totally against the grain casting.
Yeah.
Or what happened in Kesari 2,
Yeah.
But all these new directors and, Vivek, who's an extraordinary director, when they find that I'm capable of representing the characters they have in mind, that has got to be sheer luck, that you can't design. And then there's no way that I can pursue scripts in the industry because I don't even know where they exist. Right? We don't know which production house is doing what. So it just pops up on your feed or your live and your email or a message, and you read it and then you feel a calling.
Are you somebody who checks a lot of your notifications? Or does the team do it all for you?
No, I don't have a team because having a team is very dangerous because they can't. I think it's very important to project your personality so that people know when it is a direct messaging from you.
Yeah.
And sometimes a disgruntled employee can create havoc for you.
Fatima, when I see Maddie sir, it'll always start with RHTD. Rehna Tere Dil Mein. But I feel it is impossible for anybody to have kept that innocence in his eyes. लोग बोलते हैं ना आपकी आंखें जो है ना पक जाती हैं. काफी कुछ देखा होता है आपने. इनकी आंखों में ऐसा नहीं हुआ है. And with you, we just met her also a few days back also. She's such a wonderful craftsman. बहुत कम actors ऐसे होते हैं जो craft के बारे में सोचते हैं. They do the work and then they'll go picture चल जाएगी. She is one of them that does that. तो आपने जब मैडी सर को पहली बार देखा था बड़े पर्दे पर, and now you're performing with him also. I know you're not overawed by the equations also, but your first 5 minutes when you met him, what was those moments like?
he is very sincere and he genuinely cares. It's not like कि आके बस scene करके चले गए या ठीक है हाँ script पढ़ ली एक बार. He's invested and that's nice to see. He still has that childlike quality and like I was telling you last time कि for me that is inspiring because I'm still paving my path. So to work with actors जिनका एक career रहा है, but they still have that innocence and still have that excitement for every project. That is inspiring and I want to have that in my life.
You know, we were talking about how she's doing very interesting love stories also. Aap Jaisa Koi is like that. It's actually a very real love story in the Indian context of it, you know, because you have families. One of the scenes is so beautiful. तुम 42 का एज क्यों डाल रहे हो, 39 डालो, ये तो जिंदगी भर चलते रहता है. और हमारी इंडस्ट्री में ऐसा होता है जब कास्टिंग कॉल्स होते हैं ना, डोंट पुट दिस एज है, थोड़ा एक दो साल कम कर दो. मैम आप तो 25 लगती हैं, व्हाई आर यू पुटिंग 30? दिस इज समथिंग दैट इज देयर एंड आई फील लाइक इवन दिस स्टोरी इज सो प्रेवलेंट राइट नाउ इन दिस सोसाइटी. यू नो, दो टीचर हैं, unmarried है, कर लो ऐसे. It's almost like they don't care beyond that also. But to do so much with two people also can be a daunting task in these days, जहाँ पे और कुछ पैराफिनेलिया नहीं है, कुछ बम नहीं फूट रहा है, कोई बड़े VFX नहीं है. It's purely a performance based with two people. Do you think you've succeeded with that because audiences are just going to see performance only?
I mean, we had a lot of fun making it, to be very honest with you. And whether we have succeeded or not, like, I mean, for us, I mean, it just like it's in the being in the process of the making of it. You know, the majority of for me success lies if I've enjoyed, the whole crew and cast have enjoyed, and what we set out to make, if we have managed to, you know, kind of achieve it, that's good enough, and rest up to the audience. I mean,
दिखाया कुछ लोगों को, उन्होंने बोला कि very nice यार.
I mean, yeah, people have seen it, but let's see, like when the film comes out and let them, you know, kind of react to it.
How guarded he is na, about this. I love it.
I think when you promote a film on OTT as opposed to when you promote a film on theatre, in theatres we want to make sure we are pushing everything so that people come on the first weekend.
Correct.
With OTT we want to tell you the soul of the film. Nice. So having said that, and without having to reveal much, what you see in the trailer is just a part of the story.
Sure.
There is a far more interesting part to the story that we have not revealed in the theatre. So although it might look like a very simple love story, there is a lot to it, a lot to it. So we have to keep the intrigue value alive for the audiences so that they understand. So now this film is about loneliness. It's about how people find compatibility so rarely nowadays. And no matter what the age is, when you fall in love for the first time, you end up behaving like a child or a teenager who's in love. You know, you still, the small messages, the small thoughts, the small emojis at random times, and the fact that you have not communicated over a period of time all starts affecting you, no matter how experienced and how successful you are in life. So the nuances of exploring that kind of romance, which is age appropriate, is beautifully done in the script. But like, you know, my scripts are not simple.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, they're not what you see.
Yeah.
There is a lot more to it, and I'm very sure that's why he's being guarded and we are being guarded, because we didn't allow that aspect to come in the trailer. So you'll see what you're expecting, but there is a lot more to it.
The film actually starts with a twist in the last 10 seconds. So trailer, that is just to see how two actors are there, very good actors are there, ye basic premise hai, now you come in to see the film. When you saw Fatima, you know, so there's, you know, the thing with Fatima is, I think she's done a lot of work, but not enough work to sort of be, सबके ज़हन में मतलब ये character बैठ गया, ऐसा नहीं है. There's so much more that you can explore. She had 5 minutes and said, such a sincere man. What were your first 5 minutes with her?
My first 5 minutes actually was when we did the reading, and we were trying to understand, you know, how to play the characters, and Vivek was there trying to explore and see how we react to each other. I think the first 2 minutes she was sitting out opposite side of the room, and she said, no, I want to come and sit right here, and she sat right close to me, and we started doing the reading. As actors, we're very perceptive to the kind of chemistry you have with a person. You know, it's the...
So are you judging in those 2-3 minutes?
It is, no, you're always, I won't say judging. Judging sounds like a negative word right now. But you're exploring the thoughts ki bhaiya kya kundali milti hai kya nahi. I don't know how else to put it, you know.
Absolutely. You're sizing up, of course.
No, again, sizing up is
a negative.
Correct, कुंडली मिलने का मतलब ये होता है कि ना, when do they chime in with a nod?
Synergy है कि नहीं?
Synergy है कि नहीं? You know, when I'm saying something, when is she actually nodding? Or when is she actually agreeing? Or when she's actually, you know, saying no, not agreeing also at the same time. But there is the reason behind that. You can see immediately without having to judge the reason for her not agreeing.
Such a supercharged first 5 minutes it is, na? It's so much unspoken in between the lines.
In fact, every actor who's been in the industry for a while, first 5 minutes on the set, you know what the outcome of the film is going to be. And we keep denying ourselves or encouraging ourselves depending on how you feel. You know, for example, he made the set a very loving, quiet set. For me, quiet set is essential. Like, that means everybody knows what they're doing and nobody's trying to boss around. That means you have already covered the basic requirements of the script, and now the environment is pregnant with the creatives to be added on to the script, because no film that does not rise above the written script is actually an exceptional film. So I look for those signs a lot, and this set, it was exactly that. So when I met Fatima, I knew she had got all her lines memorized. So what sincerity she's talking about, but she was already well prepared.
Yeah.
In fact, I have never met an actor who spent 6 months learning how to play the piano for a scene in the film.
2 months.
2 months.
More than 2 months. More than 2
3
months.
months. No, I told you 3 months.
My fault. I exaggerated.
3 months is still a lot.
Yeah, but
sincerity.
And the best part is when we did the scene, I'm playing the sitar and she's playing the piano. And the family is seeing it for the first time. Literally. Like, it was not like we rehearsed. So we had rehearsed before they came and they sat down and we played and they started clapping.
That's true.
Why they were not supposed to actually. So they thought we were really playing it.
Yeah.
In fact, she was playing it in such a manner that the tunes coming out of that piano was similar to the actual tunes. Wow. I was playing it like a donkey, of course.
No, he also played it really well. He also practiced
the sound was not...
The sound.
No, but the
connotation times, when the guitarist will play it like this.
Yeah, no.
No, but he has done it properly.
He's not the last. He's the last guy who will accept that.
Yeah.
But also he picks up very fast.
Yeah.
मुझे जहाँ पे 3 महीने लग रहे हैं, ये मतलब literally 1 हफ्ते में 3 क्लास में कर लेंगे. तो his grasping power is much more than, say, of mine.
Humility runs in this family also. I get very excited when I see the two of them also, because there are about 20-30 actors where, people like me want to go see a film purely to see the performance, because you get to see the nuances and you learn so much. When these two said yes, it was a simple yes, because I'm assuming, like Sir said, कि भाई थोड़ा बहुत twists and turns होने चाहिए. So how are you with your narrations, and was it a simple yes?
Narration nahi diya tha. I had sent the script to both of them.
Right.
They had read it, and I mean the instant reaction was they both have loved the script. And whatever thoughts they had, we sat down and we kind of discussed, because somewhere we all wanted to be on the same page, because discussions होने चाहिए. Discussions नहीं हो रहे, then there is a problem, right? So then, and we prefer to kind of finish all the discussion before we go on set. So when you go on set, वो जो you clear, और जो set पे जो कभी वो होते ना sweet accidents या वो जो organic कुछ suddenly अच्छा ऐसा कुछ करेगा, तो उसके लिए ही जगह होनी चाहिए.
But ऐसा क्या? What is it that jumped out for you that immediately made you say yes to?
When I read the script, it's a very sweet film है. और मैंने actually romantic फिल्में की नहीं है.
Correct.
So जिस तरीके से इस फिल्म में चीज़ों को छुआ है इस फिल्म ने, वो बहुत सॉफ्टली और प्यार से किया. ऐसा नहीं है कि मुद्दा है तो मतलब you're yelling, और वैसा है ही नहीं, वो स्टोरी नहीं है फिल्म का.
Yeah, I like that. There's some sequences even in the trailer when they saying कि नहीं हो सकता है whatever.
But ऐसा नहीं नहीं हो सकता है. So you're not extreme with your emotions. You're very layered. So we're dealing with a lot of issues, but in a very layered and a light way, but yet emotional, and you're giving that topic the gravity that it requires. So इतना अच्छे से लिखा गया था. रोमांटिक फिल्म थी. Maddie is there, and I was like, I'm not going to get an opportunity to work with him again. So
why?
God knows, yeah. मतलब it's very rare. देखो, like you said, not a lot of directors see you in certain roles, because people usually think of me as a very hard person.
Correct.
Until they meet me. They think कि अच्छा एक तो ये बहुत लंबी होगी for some reason which I'm not. And
but I have to tell you something. Now you walked in like this. You got like 2-3 people supposing behind you.
Yeah.
You're walking without a smile. In this avatar only, I'm telling you. How do you think they're going to say, "ये तो इतनी sweet"? If I saw you in आप जैसा कोई का trailer, and this I'd say, ये तो totally अलग person है. वो तो है. मैं normally उतनी graceful हूँ भी नहीं. मैं चलती 50 दिन चीजें गिरा. He is clumsy and I'm clumsy. So 2 clumsy people on set. Both of us are dropping and then take में we are normal. I don't know how. Like sometimes I wonder कि अगर मैं एक scene में इतने अच्छे से रह सकती हूँ ना, I'm graceful, I'm sitting nicely. Why in real life I can't take that? Because you're a very good actor. In real life, you're not acting. देखा ये कमाल की बात है. Most surprising thing about the two of them, जब होता है ना, जब आप कास्ट करते हो, and there are certain things, मतलब baggage नहीं बोल सकते, but there is a picture that you draw. Maddie sir ऐसे होंगे, क्योंकि इतनी interaction तो आपने की नहीं थी. Fatima ऐसी होगी. And then something surprising that came out on the set, not scene wise, but that you learnt about them. I would love to know.
What I really liked in terms of both, as a person, I would say, you know, like with Maddie sir, he is a very, like what Fatima also mentioned, very childlike quality. Like the excitement, you know, he still has that excitement. वो कोई छोटी भी चीज़ हो यार कि रसगुल्ला भी अगर सेट पे आया या फिर एक सॉन्ग आने वाला है अपना, like he is the most excited, and I love to see that excitement in him, you know. So that, and which I told him also, that childlike quality in him is very endearing. And then he's a the different level of charmingness to him, you know.
That is never gone.
Yeah,
When
you know.
he smiles, like even when एक तो performing के समय भी, but छोड़ो, when I see him on screen, I'm like, woof.
He's too charming.
So sweet.
No, he's too charming.
Yeah, actually, you cut across ages, yeah.
Yeah.
बच्चे से लेकर बड़े.
उनकी बात करते हैं ना भाई, मैं बहुत embarrassed हो जाता हूँ, ये बहुत हो गया.
I know, but it's true. Listen, but you carry that with you, yeah. That, you know, you have that क्या बोलते हो उसे? I think in Hollywood, George Clooney, similar kind, है ना?
Right.
You are like that. It goes over the ages. So you can look away and then, you know, behave like we didn't talk about this.
I know.
And we let Vivek continue about what was so surprising also about Fatima.
Correct. So yeah, I mean that was the personality trait which I found very fascinating in him, and of course he's a wonderful actor.
Yeah.
And then of course in terms of like he has so many years of experience, which really helped, you know. And again, the best part about him in terms of never try to push his opinion. He'll give his perspective, he'll give his thought, you know. Even at times on set we are shooting, or even during the prep, कि यार Vivek, what do you think of this? But he'll never push, you know. Even if I'm not agreeing to it, मैंने कहा नहीं सर अच्छा है, but I don't think we should go there.
No baggage of मेरा इतना साल का experience.
Nothing, never. So that's the best part about it, कि यार any person who's senior from you, not trying to push his opinion, और कि नहीं यार इनको नहीं पता है, मुझे पता है. He never let me feel that.
पता फिल्म क्या होती है, लोगों ने always बोला है कि डायरेक्टर्स की मीडियम होती है. आपको डायरेक्टर को सरेंडर करना होता है. आपको अगर अपनी ओपिनियन बनाना है तो अपनी फिल्म बनाओ. That I think is there, and that, but it's true.
But you know what, you can only surrender to a good director. The moment you feel that के captain of the ship is थोड़ा फपला हुआ ना, in a sense, not in the energy, but in what he's making, and he doesn't have a clear voice, it's very difficult to surrender to that person's vision, because when you're reading it's a certain way, and when you go on set, if you're taking 10 establishing shots, or if you don't know what you want, and you're not giving us clear directions, then there is a problem.
I think many of you all have faced that, no? You all have wanted to jump out of the film in the first 2 weeks.
No यार, my commitment is absolute. मतलब अगर मैंने sign कर लिया है, मैंने पैसे ले लिए हैं, you know, you have to remember साहिल कि वो मेरा 3-4 महीने का मेरा life है वो, है ना? It's not something that I want to erase and forget about. वो 4 महीने मैं life में negate नहीं कर सकता. तो you can either keep fighting throughout the 4 months, or you can surrender to the situation and then do your job. And then enjoy your life. So मैं बीच में golf खेल लेता हूँ, मैं अपने दोस्तों से मिल लेता हूँ.
That's true.
Yeah, you know.
You also do that.
I don't play golf.
No, but like you take time off also from the films.
I do.
But you have to talk about.
Yes, I was just waiting that window to kind of finish her again. With Fatima, when I met her, I found her very vulnerable. Vulnerable in terms of care, it's all heart. You know, and
something she said, people think I'm very hard. यहाँ तो उल्टा ही
correct,
होगा.
exactly. I felt like you sit with her for 2 minutes, you know, you'll know that it's so much of warmth, and it just like whatever is there ना जो दिल में वो चेहरे पे है. So that way I connected really well with her. Even like off camera, on camera, even like at times if something is bothering her, I'll go and ask her, is okay? कुछ परेशान कर रहे हैं, and then say that is something.
And it's the same way other way around. The moment I would feel that a little, you know, his energy is a little different, we could catch each other. So we genuinely connect.
Yeah.
So much in between the lines in this film also. I think it's important when you got actors that are actually looking at it, because it's very difficult to do a film which has just simple mathematics like this as far as equations between two actors are concerned. Because there's no paraphernalia. Is that tougher to perform with? Although it might not be as simple as, like Maddie sir is saying. But relationships, just two people in there, tougher.
मैंने वैसे characters ही नहीं किए. मैंने अच्छे कैरेक्टर्स किए, मैंने वैसे किए जहाँ पे लेयर्स है या स्ट्रॉन्ग कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स है या कैरेक्टर का एक clear arc है. So you know, I have not faced that. But in TV, of course, when I used to do TV and I've played character actors, you know, when usually people write character actors, they're very दोस्त. And यहाँ पे विवेक,
I hate the word when they say
हाँ नहीं कि ये इसकी हीरोइन की दोस्त है और ये whatever है. But Vivek has not written his characters like that. जैसे इनके जो फ्रेंड बने हैं, उसका भी बहुत क्लियर वॉइस और आर्क है. वो ऐसा ही नहीं कि सिर्फ दोस्त है, खाली वो एग्जिस्ट करता है. एंड यू सी इट इन द ट्रेलर ऑल्सो. उतनी इज्जत दी गई है हर कैरेक्टर को.
I like
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Challenging times for the industry also right now, and I think it's important to get all kinds of cinema in it. Like I said, we started the discussion. You say you're lucky, but I say that you've chosen right scripts also. What do you think we're not doing right? Everyone seems to. Yes, I understand the OTT and films coming out, that gap and all that. But I think somewhere along that, have the actors just forgotten what a good film is to choose?
No, I think the actors are a putty in the hands of the filmmakers and the storytellers. Okay? It's your conditioning tells you what kind of stories you have to accept. For me, I realized that there's a huge change in the aptitude of the audience, and they have evolved so much right now that our filmmakers need to become aspirational for them. When we were watching movies, when we say अच्छा एक डायरेक्टर की फिल्म आ रही है, तो we are already in awe कि यार ये आदमी हमसे इंटेलिजेंट है, ये हमसे पढ़ा लिखा है, चैलेंज करेगा, हमको मतलब बौखला देगा. He's going to tell me a story that is going to on the large screen, right? Now the directors have to earn that because they have been in the industry while the audience has moved ahead. So उनका ना they have so many choices. They are editing and putting their own stuff. And the common man na, in India is no more भाऊजी ये सरकार से डर गया या पुलिस वाले को भाऊजी बोल दिया. अब वो पुलिस वाले से पूछता है कि यार आपने मेरे से ऐसा क्यों किया? हमको बचपन से सिखा गया कि पुलिस वाला आ जाएगा तो हम चुप हो जाएंगे. अभी नहीं, वो ट्रैफिक वाले ने रोका तो यू सी वीडियोस कि आपने कैसे रोका, हाउ कैन यू आस्क मी फॉर योर लाइसेंस, आप अपना नंबर दिखाओ. ये जो ऑडियंस में चेंज आया ना, वो हमारे कॉमन मैन में फिल्मों में अभी तक आया नहीं है. अभी तक हमारे फिल्मों में अभी तक वो बाबूजी कॉमन मैन.
That's true.
हाँ, so that educated, highly empowered Indian के वाली जो कहानी, so these youngsters are now coming and they have grown with the new India. So they are able to tell a story which I have to relate to. So I think that is the problem, but it happens to the industry ever so often. I think even Hollywood is now going through the same issue. अब एक ज़माने में we used to see movies like Inception or Interstellar or A Beautiful Mind, और हम 2-2, 3-3 हफ्ते, 4-4, 10-10 साल के लिए बात करते हैं. Of late ऐसा रोमांटिक फिल्म ही नहीं आया हॉलीवुड से कि हम लोग देख के बोलेंगे भैया कि बड़ा रोमांटिक स्टोरी, मजा आया.
बस एक टॉम क्रूज ही ऐसी फिल्में बनाता है.
वो रोमांटिक नहीं बना पाया. जो रोमांस आज के ज़माने में बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट है.
So they don't believe in love.
हाँ, it's very.
I think it's
everything is a prenuptial arrangement.
And then prenup ka bhi prenup. But I think this has got that softness. I've seen a soft trailer after a very long time.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of it. Like, if you see the two of them right now, and you see the two of them in the trailer, it shows the magic of what acting can do when they want to act. It's so beautiful. And congratulations, Vivek.
Thank you so
Good luck. Let's see how this does. And like I said, if you want to see a sweetish story up to a point, and then like Maddie sir says, then there's like a little whirlwind after that.
Not a little.
Okay, a huge whirlwind after that. We'll catch you again soon. Aap Jaisa Koi in theatre, on the screens on 11th of July.
On Netflix. On 11th of July.
I love it. It should actually come everywhere. Take care, man.